Good morning everyone, my name is Michelle, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another video. It is Tuesday morning the 19th of August. I should be titling this video, The Rotten Parents Episode. Maybe I'll put Rotten Parents in the title, because in this video we're going to talk about two cases. 10-year-old Jayden Spicer from Jackson in Kentucky, who was found dead just a few days ago after his mother, Felicia Gross, reported him missing, saying that he got out of the house and just run away into the woods and the mountains. But then a few days later, on August the 12th, she confessed. She said she'd given Jayden sleeping medication, he'd had a medical emergency, so instead of just calling 911, no, what she did was she put his body in a tote. Bear in mind, Jayden was 5'1", so this is going to be a big tote, and took him 19 miles and buried him in a shallow grave. Yeah, all right. So she was charged with manslaughter. Well, yesterday, her charges were upgraded to murder. I saw that one coming. I bet you did as well. Manslaughter was just to hold her based on her confession whilst they continue to investigate. So she had a preliminary hearing yesterday, August the 18th, when the new indictments were announced. She was initially charged with second-degree manslaughter, as we know, falsely reporting an incident, tampering with physical evidence, abuse of a corpse, and 2 counts of tampering with a witness. On Tuesday night, I told you, so this was after the confession, I told you that Jayden was now in good hands, and we are going to take care of him. Today is the next phase of that promise. This morning we convened a grand jury with the foundation of the initial investigative work and the benefit of another week of knowledge, work and evolution, Commonwealth's attorney Miranda King said. On Monday, King announced that a grand jury moved to indict Felicia on all charges but upgraded manslaughter to murder. According to King, a grand jury also moved to indict Spicer's stepfather, Joshua Gross, on complicity to murder, complicity to false report of an incident, tampering with physical evidence, abuse of a corpse, and 2 counts of complicity with tampering with a witness. There are their mugshots. What a fine couple they are. So Joshua Gross is in the same jail as Felicia. I mean, look, they could even share a cell. I don't think so. Court documents show the pair reported Jayden missing and initially told investigators he disappeared overnight. Yeah, okay. We knew it was a lie. I mean, there was always the slim chance that Jayden actually ran away, but it was his aunts who said that he was scared of the dark and he was scared of bugs. I thought, no way did he leave on his own. If he's scared of the dark, why on earth would he? So it had to be a lie. Even the idea of this event seems unfathomable, but here we are, in this unimaginable place. In Jayden's short life, he got less than he deserved, so we're going to do our best to give him everything we've got and make sure he gets what he deserves in our life, King confirmed. Felicia and Joshua are both lodged in the Kentucky River Regional Jail, where they're each being held on a $1 million bond. A funeral will be held on Thursday for little Jayden. So sad. His grandma, who'd looked after him since he was a little baby, died in May, and Child Protective Services failed another child, yet another one, by giving him to his mother, who had child endangerment charges. That leads me on to the second case of rotten parents, and this is terrible. This is horrendous. A 7-month-old baby reported missing on August the 14th at 7:47 p.m. Cops got to the scene. The mother, Rebecca Haro, giving the performance of her life. There's no evidence to suggest little Emmanuel Haro was ever in the company of his mother on that day. Apparently, the cameras at the couple's home were turned off. If there's cloud storage for those cameras, well, yeah, there might be information in the cloud, unless that's been deleted as well. But don't you have to pay for cloud services for cameras? So there may not even be a cloud, even if those cameras had the capacity to store on the cloud. So we don't know about that. And these are rumours, but we've also heard that Rebecca Haro and her husband Jake, little baby Emmanuel's father, went into that Big Five store where Rebecca claims she was accosted and knocked to the ground, completely knocked out, and baby Emmanuel kidnapped. That her and Jake had gone to that store the day before and asked about CCTV. That's another rumour, saying that they'd had something stolen from the parking lot, and they were told no, there's no CCTV in front of that store. So isn't it just nice and coincidental, if this is true, that just one day later baby Emmanuel is kidnapped? Some more unconfirmed information. I can't say whether these two people responding here are actually employees of Big Five, but in this video I'm just putting everything in to see what sticks. Because, you know, some of the rumours around the Jayden Spicer case turned out to be true. So maybe some of these rumours will turn out to be true as well. At this moment, we've got no idea. Big Five employee here, says Maddie. She did not have a baby on the day of the alleged abduction. I was there. Police have interviewed me and many of my co-workers. And there's another one. Someone called Sophie Nater. Big Five worker here. She had the black eye prior to the alleged incident. A manager did her DV duty of care and asked her if she was okay. And she happily said she walked into a wall and had a laugh. Also, no baby with her. Don't know what day that would have been though. Cops just finished interviewing us and told us not to share any info to the public, and I told them no way. They have a right to know this woman has lied about having a baby with her when she didn't. Well, I guess you could say, well, she didn't have a baby with her because he was kidnapped before she went into the store. So I guess there's that. This is the latest from what the news are saying here. And this confirms some of the rumours from the day before that there were cops at the house yet again. And there's been cadaver dogs there. There's been a lot of activity there. But this is interesting because the cops seem to be there, according to this news report, because of CPS.
I'm standing in front of a family home of the parents who reported that 7-month-old missing. Now, while we haven't seen the parents today, what we have seen is a steady stream of community members who are concerned, coming to ask questions, in some cases even leaving notes. And we've also seen investigators from Riverside County coming to knock on this door. These are Riverside County Sheriff's deputies at about noon today. The latest law enforcement to go knocking at the home of a couple who reported their 7-month-old missing after they say he was kidnapped from a Yucaipa Big Five store last week.
This is a child's life. And that baby needs to be, we need to find that baby.
Concerned and curious community members showed up to the family home today. This after a large crowd turned out last night in the parking lot where the child was reportedly last seen, holding a vigil for Emmanuel Haro, trying to reconcile what the boy's parents have said publicly.
I took him out of the car seat and I laid him on the chair, and I had his diapers right here, and then someone said hola, and I couldn't even turn, and that was just, I don't remember nothing. I got up off the floor and I didn't see my child. Someone took him from me.
She's so obviously lying. She doesn't even look upset, and all this it's just so fake. This is Jake Haro.
Got on the phone and let me know what was going on, and that's when I got hysterical. You know, I started panicking.
And what law enforcement is now saying, that when interviewing the child's parents, the mother, Rebecca Haro, was confronted with inconsistencies in her initial statement and declined to continue with the interview.
Apparently, she stopped communicating when they wanted her to do a polygraph test. I don't know whether that's true or not. Don't know what was actually said in the police interview, but they're not cooperating. But cops ain't going to let it go just because you're not cooperating. That makes you look even more suspicious when your kid is missing. I mean, look, they've got a right to plead the fifth. They've got a right to an attorney. And, yeah, of course, they should exercise those rights if they feel it necessary to do so. But when your kid's missing, allegedly kidnapped, you would imagine that there would be a little bit more cooperation. Is there anybody at all at this point who believes that baby Emmanuel Haro was actually kidnapped and that his mother's story is true? Let me know in the comments if you think this is true. If there's any chance at all that it could be true, let me know.
It's a cause for concern. The community needs to rise up. We need to search, and we need to find baby Emmanuel.
The San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department confirms their detectives visited the family home last night, saying as of Sunday, the little boy had not been located.
He was nice. He was cool, you know, like just a cool, nice guy.
Christina Topper says she worked with the child's father, Jake Haro, in 2016 at Walmart. She tells us she was surprised to learn when NBC4 Investigates turned up that Haro has a 2021 felony conviction for cruelty to a child and a 2024 conviction for being a felon in possession of a handgun.
It does indeed. Does indeed.
This has been messing with me since I found out. Like, that poor baby.
The Haros have other children, including a toddler. Riverside County Child Protective Services have removed the 2-year-old from their care. And Riverside County would not comment on why they removed the 2-year-old from that home. However, we did learn that they are the ones who sent out the county sheriff's office to knock on this door today. According to Riverside County Sheriff's Office, they were out here at the request of Child Protective Services looking for the child's parents. They did not find the parents at the time they were here. We didn't see much activity at the home in terms of on the property for much of the day, but there are now 2 cars parked on that property. Overall, where the investigation stands, we put in a lot of inquiries with the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department to find out what they've learned about what happened to this little boy and where he is now. As of late this afternoon, we have not yet heard back.
All right, so that was from yesterday, and this was the latest from San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office. The investigation into the disappearance of 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro is continuing. During the last few days, investigators have conducted extensive searches in Yucaipa and Cabazon, looking for Emmanuel and any evidence that might lead to his location and circumstances surrounding his disappearance. Investigators have served several search warrants at the Haro home and utilised canines to aid the investigation. So, cadaver dogs, I would imagine, at this point. Additionally, a large amount of surveillance video has been obtained from areas of interest and are being reviewed. Anyone with information is urged to contact investigators or WeTip at the numbers listed below. And those numbers are Specialised Investigations Division 909 890 4904. Callers wishing to remain anonymous should contact WeTip at 1-800-78-CRIME, which is 27463, or go to wetip.com. I think something horrible happened to baby Emmanuel, and the parents are covering it up. This concocted story about being kidnapped, well, what on earth possessed them to think that people would believe that? I do love a dumb criminal, though. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.